Pleasure to be here in Seoul. My name is Matthew Dixon. I am the CEO and co-founder of a company called BitBoss out of Denver, Colorado. We're a real money gaming company, and I'm going to break my presentation into two pieces today. The first part of my presentation, I'll talk about the technology we've developed specifically to empower our business. And then the second part of my presentation, I'll explain briefly why we think the BSV chain is the ideal chain for real money gaming applications. So the first piece of technology we had to create was called keyring. Keyring is a library that you can use to easily develop BSV wallets. There were some other options out there, but we needed one that would allow us great flexibility. BSV is constantly changing, and we made sure that the technology would change with a new fast pace. So keyring's open source, it's pluggable, it's written in JavaScript, it doesn't have any BitPay legacy technical debt. It helps you to create transactions and parse them mainly. We're going to be adding additional features as we go on. The next piece of technology we created was our own block explorer, bitfire.io. Block explorers exist to show us what's actually happening on a blockchain. They are a way for us to seek truth. And in real money gaming, we believe that block explorers will start to have more utility. I'll explain later in the presentation. But people will be going to block explorers in the future, looking at gambling transactions and proving that they're fair. Bridge technology that we've created is, we think, pivotal to our platform. Bridge is basically a product that we've created for physical land-based casinos. It consists of four parts. We have the Bridge wallet. The Bridge wallet is our BSV wallet specifically tailored for gaming. It allows patrons inside a casino to hold credits, to transfer credits to a slot machine, to an ongoing roulette game, to an ongoing baccarat game, and back into their wallet. We have something called Bridge Vault, which is our back end that the casinos use to create tokens, to distribute tokens. It's basically the hot wallet for a casino. Probably the product we're most proud of right now is Bridge Link. Bridge Link is a $100 Linux device that we insert in a slot machine. It allows us to seamlessly connect our crypto wallet to the slot machine in the back end of the casino. And then finally, there's a whole mobile ecosystem that's being generated around this system. It's not just about credits and transferring them on and off of slot machines. It's about actually using those credits in a casino and then outside the casino. So why does this matter? There are 10 million slot machines in the world right now. 10 million. They all have ticket printers. They have bill validators. You can insert cash into slot machines. They have screens that you can view information on. They all run a common communication protocol called SAS. So it's very easy to take 10 million slot machines and turn them into BSV ATMs. Casinos are also extremely proficient at handling large sums of cash. Most of them are money service businesses. They know how to do AML. They know how to do KYC. They're very, very good at this. They've been doing it for years and years and years. They have a regulatory framework, and it's perfect for BSV adoption. So the next thing that BitBoss has created is a online gaming platform. So we started off years ago using multi-chain. It was a private chain. It's based off of BTC, but it led us in the right direction. It led us to BSV. We've created baccarat games. We created roulette games. We've created lottery games. We're soon going to roll out Sickbo, and we're also going to be opening up the system so that other people can develop on top of our platform and create games that casinos can basically license in real time. So as a software developer, you can create a new game. You could get paid on every transaction that happens in real time, 100% transparent on the blockchain. It's quite a nice system. So what we're really trying to do is tie the physical world, the casino world, to the online world. Because it's very expensive in this day and age to get clients online. It can cost anywhere from $400 to $800 per customer to attract an online client. We think that physical casinos, with all the millions and millions and millions of visitors they have, are missing the boat if they're not slowly walking their players onto the blockchain through the slot machine and the games that exist. So BSV is it's a common data layer, it's a security and transaction layer for fractions of a penny per transaction. So as a casino, you can turn this on in an instant. You don't need to install servers. You don't need to harden data centers. You can literally allow your customers to start gambling online right off a slot machine in real time for fractions of a penny. So why did we choose to develop on BSV? Like, what were the qualifications, what were the characteristics of the blockchain that really, really made it a no-brainer for us to choose? So something that's been talked about is threshold signatures, secure split key. For us, as we talk to online properties and physical casinos, the concept of a 12-word passphrase, the concept of having customers remember these 12 words, and if they lost them, they lost all their credits, was a non-starter. So we needed a method where casinos could back up their customer wallets. So secure split key or threshold signatures, it's a replacement for multi-sig. It's patented on BSV. It's only going to be available on BSV. And it's important for the casino to help their customers to have a good customer experience. The other thing that's really important for us is that when we do a lot with tokenized. And if you're going to create an allocation of tokens to then distribute to your customers, you need to be able to create that allocation of tokens in a secure fashion. Casinos are constantly worried about security. They're constantly worried about people walking out the door with chips, employees stealing. They have massive procedures in place to prevent this. What secure split key or threshold signatures allows us to do is, in a very secure way, to have multiple parties come together to create that allocation. In the past, when we did this, we needed to do it with a physical device. And it was cumbersome, and it was just an awful experience, and it was barely usable. Now we have threshold signatures. Multiple parties, the CEO, the CFO, whoever it may be, can come together. They can generate this private key that never exists anywhere. So it's a great thing for us. So the other big idea for gambling in BSV is inputs and outputs. In every transaction we do in our daily lives, we give money and we usually get physical product back. We get a car back, we get a meal back, we go to a show, we see something, we get tickets back. Gambling is unique because you give money and you just get money back, or you don't get anything back. So why does that matter? We take the outputs from the bettor's transaction, from the player's transaction. We use those outputs for the inputs for the return transaction. If the player won, we use the inputs. What does this allow us to do? It allows us to prevent double spend. Block times don't matter to us. Everybody talks about block time. There's a lot of blockchains out there that have spent a lot of time getting rid of proof of work so that they could get block times down to 15 seconds, 10 seconds, 1 second, whatever it may be. And as they bring those block times down, they bring security down. So now we have a very secure blockchain that we can use in real money gambling where block times don't matter to us. Double spends don't matter. We have super low transaction costs, we have scalability, we have proof of work, and we have patent protection. As a commercial entity talking to other massive commercial entities, we need to have these protections to develop new products. To give you an example, the very first commercial customer we talked to processes $37 billion a year in cash transactions. That was the first customer we talked to. And when I walk into that customer, I need to explain to them all the benefits of this, and they need to feel comfortable that they're moving away from their traditional architecture to a blockchain architecture, and it's going to work. So I'll just briefly explain this concept. So in a valid transaction, like I said, we take the player's outputs, and we use those as inputs to pay back the player if they win. If the player decides to double spend us, if they send that same amount, or if they send that same output to another wallet that they own, it instantaneously negates the transaction that we sent them. So either they can choose. They can either just pass their money around the internet, or they can get paid for their gambling transaction, all in real time. So there's another concept called provably fair. I think we just heard about it briefly in the last presentation. Provably fair is a process where a player can be 100% mathematically certain that the results of the pseudo-random number generator were fair, that they weren't changed in any way. There are a lot of online casinos out there that seek to cheat people. They may not do it 100% of the time. They may do it slowly. They may clip an extra 1 or 2% for themselves, but they do it. And any time a player loses, in their mind they think to themselves, did I get screwed here? And in a lot of cases, they do. So what do we do to create a provably fair gaming scenario? A player initiates a gaming session by sending a dust transaction, basically, to the casino. And they say, I would like to initiate a provably fair gaming session. At that point, the casino creates an extended public key. They send the extended public key in a transaction back to the gambler. The gambler then takes the extended public key and creates their own public key that they then include in the op return and send along with their bet amount and what they'd like to bet on. So if they want to bet on 29 black, they say, I want to bet $10 and I want to bet on 29 black. And here's the public key I created using the extended public key that you sent me. The casino then takes the casino then takes the public key and creates the private key and uses the private key as the seed for the pseudo-random number generator. When the casino sends the results back on the blockchain to the player then has the result and the private key. At that point in time, the player can then, on their own, take the private key and the public key and determine whether that was the correct private key that was used as a seed for the result that they had. We also envision that block explorers will be looking at the raw data on the chain, and they'll look at all these transactions. And they'll just match up private keys and public keys, run them through until they can show the whole world that this casino is a fair casino. This casino does not do things fairly. So this is the reason this matters is because in Asia, there is a massive, massive business that's based off of live dealer. Because people don't trust random number generators on the internet. They think that if they see a video of a roulette wheel or a baccarat deal, that they're getting a fair deal. And you can go on YouTube, there's plenty of examples where people splice video and they change the results. This is a process where with 100% mathematical certainty, you can prove to yourself as a player you're getting a good deal. And you don't, as a casino operator, you don't have to worry about hiring an army of live dealers, the staffing costs, all the stuff that goes along with this. And then finally, the Genesis upgrade and the transaction stack limit. So currently, there is a 25 chained unconfirmed transaction limit on BSV. And it's going away. And we're very happy it's going away. Because right now, what that means is we can only do 12 gaming transactions per block. And that's all and well and good if you have 10-minute blocks, but if you get a 30-minute block or something like that, with the velocity of how people gamble in this world, you need to be able to do more. So now that the limit of 25 is going away, we're going to be able to do as many gaming transactions as we want in real time without worrying about block confirms. So just in closing, BitBoss and BSV are eliminating the need for traditional online casino client-server architecture. So thank you for your time, everybody. I appreciate it.